Rudy Giuliani on Newsmax with Rob Schmidt. The audacity. Rudy Giuliani reads, quote, the new Biden anti-corruption plan. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows why they would bring him on to do this other than just they're trying to like pull an irony muscle.
All right, welcome back to Rob Schmidt tonight. The president, Mr. 10% for the big guy, unveiling a 38-page anti-corruption strategy, kicking off a week of policy initiatives to fight corruption.
Oh, right. Well, it sounds like you'd be for it to guarantee there wouldn't be any shenanigans.
As a core national security interest. Oh, how ironic. No word yet on how this will affect the Hunter Biden playbook on how to use your dad's name to get rich and get your family filthy rich as well.
Yeah, how many houses does Biden have? How many houses does Bernie Sanders have? How many houses does Donald Trump have? He lives in his golf course like a weirdo.
Remember that picture, playing golf with some of the guys from the Ukrainian gas company, right? Later this week, about 110 countries will participate in a summit for democracy, aiming to take up corruption as a core national security interest.
You're always trying to make yourself better, to lead better, to push other countries to be better. And this is an opportunity to do exactly that.
So let's make it better. Shortly after that statement, Psaki was questioned about Hunter's recent divestment from a Chinese firm, as well as the new book, Laptop from Hell, debunking earlier claims that content from his laptop was just a Russian disinformation effort. And, well, Jen Psaki, of course, didn't like that question at all.
Oh, the book, you mean? The book about the non-existent Hunter Biden laptop, which doesn't exist? Show me the fucking laptop.
The president's son is not an employee of the federal government, so I'd point you to his representatives. And as it relates to the book, I've neither had the time nor interest in exploring or reading the book.
Yeah, why would you care if your boss is corrupt and his son collects money and pays him off for doing his job in the federal government? Why would anybody care about that?
Well, because it's not true, actually. What fucking laptop? Rob, you had the woman. Rob, you had the woman who did the book on Newsmax. She was there in studio. Why didn't she show you a picture of the laptop, Rob? She wrote a whole fucking book on it. Where's the picture? Where's the metadata from the pages in there? Where is the metadata from the photos included in the book? Here's a good idea, and here's how I would do it. And follow me on this, kids, if you would, if you don't mind. Let's say I was doing a news story about a series of photos found on someone's phone, right? The pictures are on their phone, and I wanted to prove that those pictures came from that phone in a printed form, because you got to take my word for it to some degree. I have to put a checkable fact next to it. So what I would do, especially if I had some friends who knew anything about making picture books. I'm sure there's someone you can call who has one out right now. I would take this picture. Hold on one second. I would take this book, and I would take in the middle of it where all the pictures are in some of these like historical books. Well, I don't know why I'm looking over there. The camera's right here. My circle light is over here because I had to move it, so I keep thinking the camera's behind it. I would take the picture, put it in the book, nice laminated, or I think a matte finish. That's quality. Really as high a quality as I can on the printed page, fitting it all in there. Instagram, it's going to be a square, but if it was a regular portrait style, I put it long ways so you can just turn the book sideways, maybe a little fold out. But on the back of that page, I would have the metadata from the photo written on the opposite side of the page. You can go, see this picture? This picture was taken on this date and by these people with this longitude and latitude, uploaded on here. That's what I would fucking do. Now, sorry, I was just doing a Laura Ingraham pause. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, do you think that would be hard to do? Do you think that would be easy to do? Would it be complicated? Would there be someone at a printing company, at a publishing house, that might be able to show you how that's done?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Hold on. Siri thought I was talking to her.
Such a stupid question. Why even
Yeah, but it's just a stupid question.
ask? He's not even an employee of the federal government. And of course the media. Oh yeah. Well, that makes sense. Why would we ever talk about this?
Well, no, we've been talking about it for over a year, and it's been bullshit the entire time. And just because some asshole wrote a tabloid book based on fuck all doesn't mean we have to keep taking it seriously because you guys won't let it go because you're trying to hide behind the fact that Trump hung out with his dick out around Epstein dozens of times.
A walking contradiction, and almost nobody in our press cares, but some people do. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani joins us now to talk about this.
And former lawyer, I think. Or is he? I mean, I guess he's probably still certified someplace. He's certifiable, I suppose.
We're good to see you again. The audacity of Joe Biden to make countering corruption a top priority. The irony is not lost on me.
I'm reading this, and of course, I know this for 2.5 years. And he fits every category here.
Hey, fucko. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you got Rudy Giuliani right here. What more could you ask for? Rudy, here's an idea. You are in your office right now. Show Rob the Hunter Biden laptop. Pick it up. Hold it up. I'm sorry, Rudy's over here. Rudy, show it to Rob. I always get you guys mixed up because you have the same teeth. Rudy, find the Hunter Biden laptop. It's got to be around nearby. It's got to be on your desk. Maybe it's on the shelf behind you. I don't know why anybody. Can you think of a reason why, if you had based your entire campaign that you were working on, pushing back against your opponent on the laptop, you'd think you might have it. You might just hold it up. Here it is. Here's the Hunter Biden laptop. Here it is. Take a look. Here's the sticker on the front that says Beau Biden Foundation right on the front of it. That's how they spotted it. They stopped selling the Beau Biden Foundation stickers probably, and now you can't buy one. And if you print one up, it won't match the other ones. So you can't put that on and then score the front of it to make it look like one. I don't know. Yeah. I have the laptop here. I'm talking about it. We're making all these accusations, but I can't show it to you.
Do you know he was a laughing stock in Ukraine when he'd go there? Because he'd give talks every once in a while on corruption. And the oligarchs and others in Ukraine used to say, he's more corrupt than we are.
So, let me get this straight, Rudy. When you were talking to the corrupt oligarchs, they would tell you they laughed at Biden while they were talking to you while you were making energy deals in Ukraine under the table while Trump had sent you over there to buy Compromat and you failed.
And he's lecturing us on corruption. Remember, you said 10% for the big guy. That's true for one deal.
Oops.
But most of the deals, it was 50% for the big guy, based on the text that Hunter sent to his daughter on January 2nd.
Dude, this is the same shit. You're going to tell us about the same... You've got a whole fucking hard drive, allegedly, from... and again, he just said... did he just say hard drive? Did he just slip?
On the text that Hunter sent to...
Hold on.
You said 10% for the big guy. That's true for one deal.
Yeah.
But most of the deals, it was 50% for the big guy, based on the text that Hunter sent to his daughter on January 2nd, 2019, in which he says, when you take over, you should realize I pay all the expenses for the family.
That's not what he said. And actually, you have allegedly a printout of it. We've never seen the actual text. We've seen the printouts of the text, the little bubbles that you sent to the New York Post that they allegedly confirmed because they got it from you, which came off of a hard drive that was never in a laptop that you bought in Ukraine. So you're quoting something that you printed out yourself. It's enough for anybody. He's a trustworthy guy. And that the idea that Hunter, because he was a drug addict, his family was taking 50% of his income and holding it for him during that period when that's what he's talking about. That text may have been on his phone when it was hacked while he was in Russia, and then put on the hard drive later. We've been over this.
So that's hiding money in real estate, which is what he talked about here.
Right.
They also laundered
hiding money in real estate? The fuck are you talking about? The Bidens own a house. Oh, you mean because they're going after Trump because of the money that they're hiding because of the house he bought for for $20 million and sold for $90
million payments. Joe got $900,000 for one of them, and that's directly in the communiques from the government of Latvia. There's also the Ukrainian prosecutor.
Pull him up, buddy. Rob will wait. Pull him up on the screen.
For 5 years, I've been trying to get their hands on a offshore bank account that the Treasury Department is blocking. And he fits every criteria here. And of course, 50% of everything Biden's son earned.
Wait, so the Treasury Department was blocking things, an account that's allegedly associated with Biden during the Trump years?
Right.
That's probably deep state.
So that's one of the things they talk about here, not laundering payments, not disguising payments. The laundered payments went through 4 countries.
Yeah.
And were described as loans until they actually went into the company's account.
You know, based off the text and the...
Hold up some paper, Rudy. You talking out of your ass, son. You can't just quote Facebook and then go, I don't have time to run down any of these facts and see if they're true.
Pictures, the emails from the laptop. Obviously Miranda...
What laptop?
...has got the new book out.
Yeah, she doesn't have the laptop, though, does she?
That Hunter was deeply embedded in the inner sanctum of Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin as well. Quote, Hunter...
Yeah, totally. That's why they couldn't wait to get a Democrat in the White House when Hillary was in there.
Biden was rollicking around the world in hot spots like Monte Carlo, Lake Como, with corrupt oligarchs who were showering him with money and diamonds and favors.
Well, nobody could write those words in a salacious book and sell it. Wait, those words were in that order? Dear God. Case closed.
And it's amazing.
Your Honor, I moved right to the sentencing phase.
To me to see that this president and his family have turned out to be everything that they told us that Trump was. You're talking about the Russians, you're talking about the Chinese.
Well, no, I mean, they don't golf nearly enough. Also, I don't know that, I have to be honest, I've been a little busy lately. Has Biden had a grab him by the pussy tape come out yet?
And yet there's just no interest in the story. And I mean, I know we talk about this so often, but it's just so unbelievable to me that nobody cares.
Well, yes, nobody cares, Rob. It's, first of all, everybody knows it's a lie, so it's a waste of fucking time. They know you're chasing a cat up a tree, and it's even if you catch it, it's not a good pet. And you're bringing people on like Rudy Giuliani, who admitted to lying about the facts that he was claiming about election interference because he read them on Facebook and he doesn't have time to go and look at the details on stuff. And he's your source. This asshole is your primary source.
Particularly right now with him sitting down with Putin, he got a minimum of $3.5 million from Moscow.
From Moscow, in general, they took up a collection plate. You mean the mayor of Moscow's wife who gave $3.5 million to Rosemont Seneca to invest on her behalf so that they could make 10% of any profit she makes? What? $200,000? Rudy, how much you get paid by the Ukrainians when you were over there? The Russian sock puppets. How much? Open your books, Rudy. I think you should do that just so people know how on the level, above board you are. I think it's only fair.
China, $30 million.
Yeah.
A contract for another $30 million had he not become president, signed and put in his name. The guy made a fortune from China. And remember.
Oh, wait a minute. So once Joe Biden became president, Hunter Biden turned out a $30 million deal now, and he's just gone to painting? Huh.
I have just one of the hard drives that I gave to.
Oh! I'm sorry. Run that by me again, fuckhead.
And remember, I have just one of the hard drives that I gave to the New York Post. I have just one of the hard drives that I gave to the New York Post.
The amount of just dumbassery around this horseshit. Just one.
I have just one of the hard drives that I gave to the New York Post.
Okay, so there's this story about how Rudy Giuliani bought a hard drive when he was in Ukraine for $5 million. That they were shopping around for $3 million. That they had basically cooked up a bunch of compromat, and they'd been openly on the market trying to sell it to somebody in Trump's camp. And Rudy allegedly got $5 million from Trump or somebody and paid for it with that money. That was kind of an underlying story. All the while cooking up this bullshit story about the laptop. Now, there are people who are in on it, who are in the White House, who are in on this whole scheme from the beginning, including Steve Bannon. That's why Trump always says laptop from hell, and they talk about laptop from hell. The book's even called Laptop from Hell because of what Trump said. But Bannon says hard drive from hell. And Rudy talks about the multiple copies of the hard drive that he made. By the way, even if the materials on the hard drive, even if they are real, especially if they are real, because Rudy says they contain nude pictures of underage girls, Rudy Giuliani has made multiple copies of a hard drive with child porn on it and disseminated it. And he's apparently getting paid to do this. So therefore, he is being paid to disseminate child porn. And by the way, can we just run that by you fucking again for just 1 second, if I may?
I have just one of the hard drives that
Just one of the hard drives. Yep, there you have it, kids. It's a printing press of bullshit. I don't want to see a hard drive. We've got, here you go. Here's a hard drive. Look at that. There's a hard drive, kids. There it is. That's a hard drive. This is Bumpers. It's got some of his music on it. Yeah, that's not evidence. This is, by the way, if you don't know, it says Bumper on it, but it's really, this is Rudy Giuliani's. I have this. This is Rudy Giuliani's. There was there's this guy who ran a computer repair shop who had horns and a club foot, and he stumbled upon this. It fell out of a bag, and it smelled like crime to him. So he thought, give it to me so I can do something with it. So I've had this. I've made dozens of copies on it, and basically it has filth on it that incriminates Rudy Giuliani. It's basically just the Borat movie, and every copy of Rudy's appearances before the Michigan and Pennsylvania State Assembly, because he lied under oath during those two things or whatever. It's all criminal activity. It's all right there, and I've got dozens of them. They came out of a laptop that I have that has the Eric Trump Foundation sticker on it. That's how I knew.
Gave to the New York Post. China and Russia have the rest.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that how many? What the fuck? What? Listen to this sentence for a second.
And remember, I have just one of the hard drives that I gave to
plural
the New York Post. China and Russia have the rest.
Yeah, you tried to buy them. You got outbid at the compromat auction. Hey, somebody want to get 5 hard drives. I want to get a naked picture on some of the deep fakes sold, American.
Yeah.
And if my hard drive is any indication of how perverted this family is, they own him completely. If they ever put out the pictures there, well, maybe not. Maybe they just wouldn't be published.
Asshole, the pictures are all available.
I mean, the family is a crime.
You mean the deep fakes? Because I don't know why. I think I, like a lot of people, am automatically predisposed to assume that a picture is real. Why in the world would I assume that from this asshole? Why? Based on what? Based on the Tom Cruise videos from that dude who impersonates him?
Yeah.
30 years, the hard drive describes 30 years of taking money for being a senator.
Hey, how many of you have had the same laptop for 30 years?
For being vice president, and then for potentially being president. And it amounts to about $30 million bare minimum.
Right.
$1 million a year? Chicken shit money.
And what it proves really to me is that to the Washington establishment, to the mainstream press, which is
The Washington establish?
Potentially being president. And it amounts to about $30 million bare minimum.
right. And what it proves really to me is that to the Washington establishment, to the mainstream press, which is a part of that in my opinion, they're more comfortable with just traditional American political corruption than they are with somebody coming in from the outside. That's what it.
Oh, you mean, are you talking about Putin or Xi Jinping at this point? Oh, you mean Trump. And by the way, look at the lead-in video after this. Trump, our country is going to hell. Hang in there. You don't have to think about Biden being president any longer. Trump will be here in a second.
Proves. Rudy Giuliani,
Oh,
sir,
yeah,
thank you
sure.
so much.
Well, thank you. I mean, this isn't worth the paper it's written on.
Yeah.
Are you holding up your quote-unquote evidence?
A joke.
It's a joke. And this
America's
is their
a
new
laugh-
anti-corruption plan.
He
from the Biden
makes our
administration.
country a laughingstock with this.
Yeah.
Again, this is the whole thing. Trump thinks that Afghanistan was embarrassing, and the whole thing from the right is they're laughing at us. Huh.
He really does. Sir, thank you so much.
He really does. Yeah. He's making a laughing stock. He really does. I don't even know how to